What's up, Pisces Collective? Thank you for joining me for your end of year energy reading. I know I am late with y'all's reading, but it literally was down to the wire. And on New Year's Eve, I just didn't have the steam to do the reading, and so I didn't want to leave y'all out. So here we are. And it's not too late for you to still kind of reflect on 2024 and get some better insight on how that's going to affect 2025. This is the first reading that I'm recording in the new year, so happy new year to you guys. I am being led to pull from the original Rider-Waite Tarot to clarify with the African Goddess Rising Oracle, and then to close out the message with a pull from the Divine Animals Oracle. So we're gonna get straight into it. I was led to burn a honey rose incense before you guys' reading. So not really sure how that may play into the message, but those are very feminine energies, and I usually work with honey rose to impart more sweetness and femininity into the space of my life or situation or whatever. So that may be something that you guys have been intentional about working on throughout 2024, or that you're needing to. But whatever the case, we're gonna see what's popping, okay? Or what's been popping. So Spirit, please bring forth the best message for the highest good of the Pisces Collective. Clear as we reflect on 2024 at this time. Forward movement with the Eight of Wands, progression, fast-paced communication, and for some of you, even travel. And this has never happened before, but I'm being led to share with you guys the message for the Eight of Wands that is in the numerology and divine triangle book. And so I'm gonna be obedient to the download that I'm receiving, because there must be something there that speaks to you guys' experience up to this point. So give me a second. As you can see here, you have 8 wands coming from the sky and ascending down to earth. So you guys may have been receiving more downloads, if you've made a lot of progress throughout your journey. As we are shifting out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius, I can see where that may be an acceleration point for the Pisces Collective, but this also can speak to just things picking up momentum for you all and being very progressive in some way. So let's see here. The 8 of Wands in this book. So it says, 8 live forces move swiftly through the air, unobstructed over open country. All follow the same direction, pointing east toward the light and aim toward the earth and water. The lower wand is actually touching earth and water to show the blending of the 3 parts of mind and the 4 elements. It depicts the integration of the above with the below. The significance of this key is orderly growth with much cosmic help. The astrological correspondence of this energy is that you love outdoor exercise, walking, swimming, horseback riding, and most games and sports. You also have a high regard for the spiritual side of life and believe that nature has a lot to offer. You have a hopeful and enthusiastic outlook on life, and you believe in right and justice. You are clever, quick-witted, and humorous, while possessing a level-headed practicality that keeps you in balance with the times. Wisdom is one of your virtues. You are frank in speech, often blunt, but people know where you stand, which is admirable. You like to aim your arrow toward the stars and gain results quickly. For many of you, this is the progress that you've made on your journey throughout your experiences in 2024. So when you take time to really reflect on the journey and how far you have come, make sure that you're acknowledging your not only your like accomplishments, but your growth, because you've become more optimistic, you've become more of a progressive thinker, you've for many of you may have cultivated more of an appreciation for nature and Gaia's gifts, and for many of you, you possibly spent more time outside during throughout 2024, which healed you and helped to fortify you in some way. But at the top of the deck, we have Temperance, taking the middle path, being in moderation, things moving at a slower pace. So at some point, things picked up throughout the year for you, whereas they may have been moving at a snail's pace or like slower than you would have liked them to, preferred them to. But that's because things were being worked out and aligned both spiritually and on earth in your 3D reality. As I just read in that passage, this energy of the 8 of Wands with this last one touching the earth and the water. As you can see here, this angel here has 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot where the water. Because those things have to balance out in order for things to progress and manifest in your life. And sometimes they take time. So if you found yourself kind of frustrated and not understanding why things took time to develop for you throughout 2024, that is why. The angels, the ancestors, the spirit guides, the divine is working things out on your behalf, as well as presenting opportunities in your 3D reality that helped you to move along the journey progressively, but it was at a pace that you probably weren't the happiest with, right? So you got Temperance at the top of the deck, and at the bottom of the deck you have the 9 of Pentacles. Baby, you are on your way to financial security, stability, independence, sovereignty, and luxury. Many of you have been on this journey to this 9 of Pentacles energy of being financially free, and not only like financially free, but that affecting your entire being. Like your whole standard for living is changing, and it's coming in, and this 8 of Wands tell me it's coming in quick. So if you have not had that experience, that is the experience that you're going to be having, where you're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor in 2025. You're going to reap the harvest and the reward of seeds that you planted in 2024. And someone who has strong Pisces placement, that really does uplift me to know that I have been working hard towards accomplishing some goals and making some investments that soon and very soon I'll be seeing the reaping the harvest of those seeds that were planted. I'm going to clarify this message with the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So Spirit, please clarify this message for the Pisces collective at this time. Leveling up, Queen Ya Asantewa, represented by the number 39, which breaks down to a 12. For many of you, you had to get out of your comfort zone. And that's another thing that took time on this journey. You had to get out of your comfort zone so that you can receive better, more, elevate, grow, level up. I love this for y'all. And that leveling up, as you can see, baby, she has a machete in her hand. That required cutting some shit out, leaving some things behind, some people behind, some relationships, some habits, some thought processes, and certain mentalities had to be left behind. Had to cut some cords, had to do some past life regression, there's a lot of shit that had to be cut out in 2024. So anything that you had to let go of, allow yourself to feel the grief and move through that so that you can appreciate and make and enjoy all that is coming in for you, because you are leveling up. This level up and this 9 of Pentacles energy, listen, You're going from being in these like group dynamics where you were not appreciated or you were not aligned with certain individuals, relationships where nobody probably did anything wrong, but you just have evolved to a point where you're needing to move forward and level up, and you're going from that to being able to do things on your own, to stand on solid ground and do things independently. Now, that's not to say that, you know, especially if this relates to love in any way, that you're going to be single. But what it does mean is that you're going to be independent within your relationship, not codependent. So that is beautiful as you are raising the standard, raising the bar, and leveling up. At the top of the deck, you have desire, represented by the number 8. Not sure how to pronounce this, but I think it's game. And as you can see here in this beautiful image, this woman has a bow and arrow because she set her sights on something based on her desire. Just saw 11. And because she placed her focus on that which she desired, he's going to manifest it. She moved through an energetic portal and put her time, effort, and energy toward that particular goal, and it's coming in for her, and it's coming in by way of a level up. At the bottom of the deck, people really underestimate the power of desire. Desire is like that burning force. That's fire. That's the potential of creativity within you. And once you use that to alchemize your experience, you come up with gold. You come up with something that is more valuable than what you started with based on that desire. Think about a new car. If that desire for a new car is strong enough, that's the fire under your ass to manifest it and bring having that car into fruition some kind of way. Your desire for a person, if it's strong enough, that's all it takes, is that desire that then moves. And I just saw 1221, so we could be speaking to twin flames, but it's that desire that gets shit bubbling up and moving in the direction of the manifestation into the 3D reality. At the bottom of the deck, liberation. This 9 of Pentacles, baby, you free. And if you ain't free, you're on your way, and you're on your way soon and very soon. Represented by the number 37, Queen Mother Nanny. Liberation. Don't she look at peace? Don't she look like glorious, royal, unbound? And it's represented by the number 37, which breaks down to a 10 because you're closing out a cycle of being bound by things that don't align with your divine purpose, that don't align with your calling. Liberated from those things that you had to cut out with this machete in order to level up. The chains have been broken, y'all, and they are manifesting in your life. For many of you, you need to hear right now so bad that which you desire and that which you've been pouring into, you're going to reap the reward, and it's going to be liberating. There are things that are going on underneath the surface, beyond the veil, that you may not be 100% aware of, that are working out in your favor. So hold on, hang tight. And if you're needing a personal reading to look into things, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. I'm going to close us out with, Spirit just said, not only a message from the Divine Animals Oracle, but also I have this book that I use for another reading. Was it Aquarius? It was one of the last few readings that I did. It was the one about the path to emancipation. I still have the book on my table. And so I'm going to close you guys out with a message from that. But we're going to clarify a little bit more with the Divine Animals Oracle. And I'm actually just going to break this deck down so that I can pick one card and share with y'all what's at the top and the bottom of the deck. secrets. I told you, it's some shit going on beneath the surface that you don't know. But once this secret is revealed, you leveling up. You closing out a cycle and beginning a new one, and it's going to be elevation for you. It's going to be elevating, it's going to be liberating, it's going to be stable and secure. But right now there are secrets around this this progress that you're making, this level up, this emancipation, represented by the number 2 and the lynx, which is a part of the cat species. At the bottom of the deck, and it's the number 2. This made, like I told you, I saw what, 12, 21, the mirroring numbers that I saw. So this may be specific to relationships. So like there may be somebody who is working to free you from working a particular job, or somebody's working behind the scenes to present an opportunity for you that frees you from something else that keeps you bound. You know what I'm saying? But there's something that's going on behind the scenes. There's a secret, and at the bottom of the deck is beauty. This secret is leading you to something beautiful with the swans. Swans are so fucking symbolic to me. When I see swans, they just really give me not even hope. Like, I can't describe the feeling, but I just love like swan energy. Know that your beauty, your capacity to hold and appreciate beauty is going to be appreciated by others, and it's going to bring you liberation. Now I'm going, and swan is represented by the number 20, which breaks down to a 2. You all may have been or may be seeing 222 a lot, and that is your reminder that this blessing is on its way to you. So be encouraged. Spirit, what closing message do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? I'm feeling a sensation in my jaws, and I'm not 100% sure of what the spiritual significance of the jaws is, but of course that's making me think about communication. So again, if there's a secret that needs to be revealed, it's going to come by way of verbal communication, and it's going to be liberating. So I was led to page 192 and 193, and the name of this chapter is Transforming Our Suffering. Somebody is really like progressing from not only like that lack consciousness where the suffering is more of how you look at your perspective is the thing that has you suffering, but like your actual circumstances are going to change as well, where you may have felt like you were suffering in some way. You're coming out of this shit, poo. It says, I'm gonna start from the next page, and this is making me think like 2024 may have been a tough year for some of you, but the way you went about moving through those storms, like you a whole soldier, warrior, deserving of whatever this gift that is coming in is. It says, the first prostration represents the dimension of time and permanence. We stand and breathe mindfully in the present moment. We visualize our parents, grandparents, and ancestors above us. We are aware that all of them are alive within us. We exclude no one. Although our children and their children may not yet be visible, they are also within us. Even if you hate your father and won't have anything to do with him, your father is alive within you. As I have said before, you are a continuation of him. You are your father. When we recognize and accept this fact, we transform our sorrow, anger, resentment, and suffering. The cause of our suffering is alienation, being uprooted from the ground of our being. If we have become hungry ghosts with nowhere to call our true home, it is because we have become alienated from the ground of our being. The first prostration can be described as a vertical line. In the first prostration, we re-enter the stream of life as the continuation of our ancestors. We bow, we touch our forehead, representing our wisdom and insight with our hands. We bring all our intelligence and wisdom to the practice. With our two palms, we touch our heart. We use all of our heart to practice touching the earth. We visualize the presence of all our ancestors, both blood and spiritual ancestors within us. We may be angry. Ooh, y'all, my ears is ringing. The ancestral presence right now as I'm reading this is so strong. We may be angry with some of our ancestors or be running away from them, but they remain our spiritual and blood ancestors. We cannot remove them from ourselves. We know that some were almost perfect and some were nowhere near it, but they are all our ancestors, and it is important to accept them. Next, we look at our blood family, our father, mother, brothers, and sisters, the youngest generation of our ancestors. Some of them are the almost perfect and others are not, but they are all our ancestors. They are aspects within us that are close to perfection and others that are far from it. Who are we to not accept our ancestors? We have to look deeply. We may have intentionally not recognized one of our ancestors because he or she caused us a lot of suffering. He or she was not perfect. That is why we feel uprooted from our ground of being. We are excluded from the stream of life and have become wanderers, hungry ghosts, looking for something to believe in and trust. We need to be mindful and realize that all of our ancestors, the near perfect and the very imperfect, are present in us. Then we look at our children, or in my case, my students. We have children whom we like very much, who are close to being perfect, and others who may have caused us much suffering. But no matter what, they are all our children. Who are we to not accept them as they are? If we practice in this way, we will be able to accept all our ancestors and children. We bring all of our intelligence, insight, and heart to bend down and touch the earth. All of your sorrow, suffering, and despair to pour down onto the earth. The earth is there to receive everything. When you touch the earth, you become one with it so that your heart opens. I told you, somebody spent a lot of valuable healing time in nature. And even if you weren't outside, you were connecting with Gaia's gifts. So like herbs and teas and things of that nature really helped you to heal some ancestral wounds, your inner child wounding, and your relationship ultimately with sorrow and suffering. It says the earth is there to receive everything. When you touch the earth, you become one with it so that your heart opens. We receive, include, and embrace everything so that we can transform it. That's that alchemy. We might cry the first time that we bend down and touch the earth. We may not have been able to cry before. We may have been lonely, unable to touch and embrace our ancestors and children. We may have been running away. Now it is time to go home, to recognize and accept them. When we touch the earth, we surrender our body and consciousness to it. There is no more resistance. We become one with the stream of life. Then healing can take place. I know some practitioners who suffer much less after just 1 hour of practice. A lot of sorrow, loneliness, and bitterness are sent into the earth and transformation occurs. You stay touching the earth as long as you need to, until every bit of sorrow, bitterness, and despair in you is poured into the earth. Then your ancestors and children within you will smile because you are capable of connecting, forging, and understanding. We are humans. We make mistakes and are at times unskillful. We make each other suffer. When we know how to breathe deeply, concentrate, and touch reality, and an understanding is born. This understanding liberates us. Where's she at? My God, today. Liberation. When we know how to breathe deeply, concentrate, and touch reality, understanding is born. This understanding liberates us. It brings tears of happiness and forgiveness to our eyes. We also feel better physically. Our suffering may have created an illness that we thought was incurable. But if we allow our body to touch the earth and connect with our ancestors and allow our spirit and consciousness to be open and welcoming, the illness may disappear. Yo, how dope is that? For many of you, I applaud the work that you've done, realizing that you're suffering. Nobody's going to come down and ascend on a cloud to help you heal or to heal you or to save you. Some of you have taken up your cross and began your or heightened your deepened your healing and have done it by way of working with the earth in some way. You're not only healing yourself, but you're healing your ancestors, you're healing future generations, you're healing your inner child, you're healing past life trauma and wounding. And I am just proud, yo. I'm proud of y'all. This is some dope ass energy. For many of you, your healing has impacted others, and that may be the secret that in this situation that you're not aware of. But whatever it is, when this secret is revealed, it's going to deepen your liberation. It's going to further ground your liberation. You're going to level up. So I hope this message found y'all well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I didn't expect such a powerful message to come through, but I am so glad that it did. If you're needing a personal reading, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in this book, it's by Thich Nhat Hanh. It's called The Path of Emancipation. And if you would like to donate, that information is in the description box below. But until next time, y'all, peace.